Okay, for today, most of the students right away knew this was y equals x to the third. But if I put it in the middle of another problem, a lot of times people blank out. I think now that I've called your attention to that, you won't blank out. But if this is at 5, and this is, of course, going through 0, then what's the equation for this thing? Hint, it has x to the third in it. X to the third, and then what's the other part of it? X minus 5, and then do you remember that the bounce kind? Squared. Process that. Think about that for a second. Do you get how that kind of makes sense, that there's an x to the third in it? Because that's the graph of x to the third. It's just got more. Okay? How about this? If I asked you what the lead term of this thing was, you would not pick this. You would have to combine it with this and this. And what would the lead term be if you imagined that you multiplied it all the way out? Do you agree it'd be x to the fifth?
Yep.
And does that make sense since one end is up and one end is down? Okay, cool. So then, can you move those x to the thirds? Yes, you can. Let me show you. Let's say that it's bouncing at, or not bouncing, it's doing that weird snaky thing right through there, and then it goes over and goes down here. It's at, this one's at 3 and this one's at 7. Now write me the equation, and be careful, there's a trap. It's a trap. Anybody recognize that movie reference?
Star Wars.
There we go. Got your full nerd cred for that. Nice work. If you're a super nerd, you might even know what race that being was that said it.
I don't know the name of it, but it's like...
Oh my gosh. Say it again.
Mon Calamari.
That's amazing. You actually know the race of that crazy looking thing. It looks like a lizard, or a, I don't know, what are they supposed to look like? Lizard? I don't know. Fish? Yeah, kind of fishy. All right. Okay, so did you know that this one had a x minus 3 in it because of that? But wait, there's more. Did you notice that that was one of those weird triple roots and put it to the third power on it? All right. Yeah, you should. And I know it's like hard to tell that that's doing that. I'll even promise you that if on the test, if you're looking at one and you're like, I can't tell if that's one of those kind that's doing that weird little curve, you can ask me, is that one of those kind that's doing that little curve? Because if it is, it's to the third power. And if it's not, like this is definitely not doing that. It's just kind of dropping straight through it. Then it doesn't have it to the third power. This is just x minus 7. And I could put a power of 1, or I don't have to put that, you know, it would be 1. And then it's a trap. This is wrong. You know why?
No, I was wondering,
Okay.
I was wondering when the test was.
Good question. It does feel like it's about test time, doesn't it? But it's a little early for a test, and so we're going to add in a couple more things. Tomorrow will be new stuff. Monday will be new stuff. This is mostly just a review of the stuff so far, okay? And then tomorrow's new, Monday's new, and then it's near the end of next week. I'll get you more specifics next week. I do try to gauge it as we go. If I feel like you're getting lost, then I slow down, and so I'm not sure, but yes.
So to the answer...
The trap?
Yep, I think there's a negative in front of it.
Boom. It's going down at the end. Has to be a negative. So we squeeze in a negative in the front right there. Easy to forget, isn't it? It'd be so easy to forget on the test, and it's likely to happen, so watch for it. If the graph is going down at the end, the lead term has to be negative. Then, one of the hardest things, but so valuable, is to go, what's the lead term of this thing? And then there's a bunch of junk in the middle that we don't care about, so we don't do all the work of multiplying this all the way out. But we figure out the lead term, and we figure out the y-intercept, which is when x is 0. This will involve multiplying. Oh dear. Here You're in an honors class, you're supposed to be able to multiply. So the lead term, you just go this, 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 and this, and you put them all together. Oh, and that. And then you get x to the fourth, but it's negative. That's pretty easy, right? The thing at the end, so the y-intercept, and you set x equal to 0. So you put a 0 here, you put a 0 here, and then you got negative 3, but that's to the third. Negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, and there's negatives, negative 27, but then there's another negative in the front. Makes it back to positive 27. You get how I got to positive 27. 3 times 3 times 3. With some being careful with my negatives. There was 3 negatives here, and then 1 more negative, so there's 4 negatives, makes it positive 27. And then it's times by that, which is really just negative 7. I was never told there would be multiplication. 27 times 7, that's too hard. Nope, it's not that bad. Oh, if you know how to multiply 7 times 7, dang it. Almost did it wrong after saying it's not easy, but 49, and then 7 times 2 is 14. Makes it 18. 189. You'd actually have to do that? Yes, you have to multiply numbers. When you get to pre-calc, you still have to multiply numbers. Don't expect you to do really long, complicated ones, but a 2-digit times a 1-digit, if you can't do that, you need to fix that. You may not have learned it well the first time when you were a kid, or you just simply forgot it. You are older now. I can teach you how to do that in 3 minutes. Just walk up and say, Mr. Server, show me how to do that right. I'll happily show you how to multiply 2-digit times a 1-digit. I know most of you are like, come on, I can do that. There's always a few people that have lost it. And I'll help. All right, so why did I do that? Because this tells me it's down on the right. This tells me it's the same on the other side, because even ones, even powers, the same. It's also the degree. And this tells me the y-intercept. So I can sketch this thing real easy. It's down over here because of the negative. It's the same because of that. And then it's going through 189. Now, it might be doing all kinds of weird things like that, but I know it's touching at 189. Now, how would I know that? Only if it's factored can I figure out these. Only if it's factored. And then that leads into tomorrow, which is where we factor really complicated things you've never factored before. So we teach you really complicated factoring tomorrow, so that you could find things like that, and that. From what I told you here, we actually could. We could know where it touches. So I'm going to back out again and say, since it was in factored form in the first place, I was thinking I was giving you one that wasn't factored, because we do that too, where they're just too complicated. But you'll learn the complicated factoring tomorrow. So I can give a final answer. It's down on the right. It's bouncing at the 7. No. Cutting through at the 7. It's triple rooting at the 3. These are never fun to draw. I'll draw it from here. And it's touches 189. Something's wrong then.
You forgot the negative on the 189.
Oh, there's a negative on the 189. Thank you very much. And this is obviously not to scale, but your graphs won't have to be to scale. Okay. That was as hard as they possibly get. And I know that probably went over some of your heads, and it's okay. Here's what can't be too hard for you. If I give you an equation like this, and I say, look, it bounced here, it bounced there, it's going up on the right, this is at 3, and this is at -1. You got to be able to write an equation for that. Do it. Write the equation. In a second, I'll have you compare it to the kid next to you. If you know what you're doing, you could be done by now. Check with the kid next to you. See what their equation looks like.
This? Oh, you're on. He's right.
Madeline, tell me one part of it.
I know I have this like.
X minus 3 squared is part of it. What's the rest of it, Omen?
X plus 1 squared.
Yep. Is there a negative? Ooh, wow. Is there a negative on the front of it or not? No, look, it's going up on the right. Did you even look, though? Did you even check? Because if you never thought about whether there was a negative, you could have easily forgotten it. Like if I had made the graph look like this, boing, boing. Sure, you're going to know now because I said it, but often kids will be like, oh, so it's x minus 3 squared. They see the bounce. It's x plus 4 squared. They see the bounce. And then they're like, I guess that's it. Yay. And what did they forget? The negative, because it's going down. So it has to have a negative right there. Okay. Now, a few other terminology things. If I give you a big log equation, you're supposed to be able to answer a whole bunch of stuff about it. What is the y-intercept? Don't say it. Write it. What is the lead term? What is the lead short for coefficient. On the right, will this thing be up or down? On the left, will it be up or down? What's its degree? And just to make the point that you're supposed to know this too, I could even ask you the number of terms. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little terms that you're supposed to know what they mean. Some terminology for you. I'm going to call on different people. I will use the dice of destiny so that I'm not picking on anyone in particular. Road 2. Person 5. Reed, are you here? I swear I saw him earlier. It's weird. Okay, Fina. Nope, I'm thinking of last hour. My bad. That's why I remember seeing him. Okay, let's just trusting my seating chart. Should look at the humans instead. All right, in this case, it will be Jackie.
The y-intercept is 0, 4.
0, 4. The y-intercept is where you put in x is 0. That, and that will all drop out. Y equals 4 is left. Lead term. Row 4. Person 4. Kenzie.
I got -1.
-1. That's the lead coefficient.
Then 3.
Good try. Somebody want to tell the lead term? Maya?
I don't know.
You don't know the lead term? Oh. Okay. With this one, does it feel like this one's the lead?
Yeah.
Okay. And the lead term means the whole thing. -x to the third. That's the difference. The coefficient is the number in front of it. The term is the whole chunk itself. And that brings us to this question. How many terms is there? 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. All right, next up. Row 3, person 5, Simone. On the right, will this thing be up or down? Hint, that's what tells you.
Up.
That -1 in the front feels like up to you. It's down. All right, the -1 in front tells you it's down on the right. Next up, row 6, person 2. Chase, that's you. Is it the same or different? That's really what we say here is it the same as down or is it different than that? Apparently we haven't talked about this enough. That number there, if it's odd, which it is, that means it's different on both sides. So this is up. Glad we talked about these things. This is all important stuff. The power tells you if it's odd both ends are different. It'll be like this. And that's kind of odd. If I was standing here like this, you'd be like, that's odd. If I said I was standing there like this, that's actually fairly normal. People are like, yay, or they're like, you know, touchdown, or lots of things go like this. But this is weird. All right, so odd goes with ends are different. Okay? All right. And then last, degree is 3. And the number of terms I said before was 4. Any of this terminology, any terminology issues you want to talk about? Any of these words that you don't understand?
Degree.
Degree. Degree is the biggest power that exists. That's all. It's just the biggest power. Now, what if it's in a problem like this, though? Then you have to imagine that you multiplied it all the way out. Do you get this one would actually be x to the 5th? Because this would be x to the 4th, and then eventually you'd times it by the x, and you'd get x to the 5th. So if it's degree on this kind, you just pick the biggest one, biggest power. On this kind, you have to figure out, if you multiplied it all out, what would be the biggest power. The stuff in the middle doesn't matter. The y-intercept's at the end. The y-intercept is where you put in 0 here and a 0 here, and you figure out it's 4 to the 4th, which is 64, times 3. That'd be a really big number. It'd go there. Okay, now I know that's a lot, but you're going to have a partner today, and you and your partner are going to work through this worksheet. You will finish it in class, and you will walk out of here with no homework. So you got that going for you. All right? So I'm ending quite a bit earlier than normal because there's supposed to be a little bit of learning that happens between you and your partner. Every now and then, both of you are stumped. And that happened like 6 times last hour. Then both people in the group walk up. I explain it to both of you. Boom, both of you know how to do it. Okay? All right. So that's all we got for today. Everybody open up the worksheet.